In 2008, sisters Beatriz and Maria Silva left their small hometown in Mexico to build a new life in Longmont, Colorado. With the support of their aunt and uncle who were already established there, the Silva family began settling into their new community. However, their fresh start was marked by heartbreak when they lost their mother to a heart attack in 2009. The sisters, who had always been extremely close to their mother, kept her memory alive by visiting her grave monthly, sharing stories of their lives as if she was still there listening. During these visits, the sisters would often discuss their romantic relationships. Maria was in a committed relationship with Max Ojeda, while Beatriz was involved with Pablo Sanchez. Their relationship was complicated, marked by Pablo's intense jealousy and instances of physical abuse, which Beatriz endured despite the toxic dynamic. After 4 years together, Beatriz finally reached her breaking point in mid-2012 and decided to end the relationship. Surprisingly, Pablo's response was unexpectedly calm. He didn't attempt to persuade her to stay, leaving Beatriz with a sense of newfound freedom. Previously living together, Beatriz now faced the challenge of finding a new place to call home. During this challenging transition, Maria stepped up to support her sister, offering Beatriz a place to stay. The sisters had grown incredibly close following their mother's death, and Maria couldn't bear to see her sister struggle alone. Meanwhile, Maria's own romantic life was flourishing. She had recently married Max Ojeda, and they had settled into a spacious new home, eagerly anticipating the arrival of their first child. A couple of months after ending things with Pablo, Beatriz entered a new relationship but maintained a cordial neighborhood acquaintance with her ex-boyfriend, occasionally exchanging brief conversations when they bumped into each other. On September 16, 2012, Pablo requested that Beatriz meet him in the parking lot near the local shopping center to discuss an outstanding debt. His work truck, which was crucial to his livelihood, had recently broken down, and Beatriz had previously lent him $1,000 to cover the repair costs. Their conversation proceeded smoothly until Beatriz received a text message from her new boyfriend. Pablo caught a glimpse of the message and recognized the sender's name, Roy, a mutual acquaintance. At that moment, Pablo's demeanor dramatically shifted, becoming visibly agitated, a reaction that struck Beatriz as odd, given that their romantic relationship had definitively ended. Attempting to diffuse the escalating tension, she explained that Roy was simply a friend. However, her reassurance only seemed to further inflame Pablo's anger. He swiftly snatched her phone and began typing threatening messages to her new boyfriend. Beatriz, sensing the situation was spiraling out of control, attempted to exit the vehicle. She managed to partially open the door, but Pablo immediately seized her arm and forcefully pulled her back inside. Then, he started the engine, and they drove away. Their route took them toward the city's outskirts. During the drive, Pablo unleashed a barrage of insults and threats. Terrified, Beatriz remained silent, absorbing his verbal assault. After approximately 10 minutes, they had left the city limits, and Pablo brought the car to a stop. The moment the vehicle halted, Beatriz made another desperate attempt to escape. This time, Pablo not only restrained her but also violently slammed her head against the windshield, continuing his tirade of verbal abuse. Pablo restarted the car and drove Beatriz back to the original parking lot where their confrontation had begun. He released her from the vehicle, emphasizing that she couldn't be with anyone else but him. After closing the car door, he drove away. Immediately feeling safe, Beatriz contacted the local police without hesitation. Law enforcement responded swiftly, and within just 10 minutes, Pablo Sanchez was arrested. He faced serious criminal charges, including kidnapping and causing moderate bodily harm. Pablo was taken into custody that same day and spent the entire night in jail. The next evening, around 10 p.m., he was released on a $10,000 bail. The police chief recommended that, as a precautionary measure, Beatriz temporarily avoid returning to her sister's home. Their advice was for her to rent a hotel room for a few days, allowing tensions to cool and preventing any potential rash actions. However, Beatrice's boyfriend Roy later provided a different account. He claimed to have spoken with Beatriz that day, and she was unaware that Pablo had been released from jail. Roy offered to let her stay at his place, but Beatriz wisely recognized that this could potentially provoke Pablo into more aggressive behavior. Ultimately, she decided to stay with her sister Maria. These precautionary concerns proved to be well-founded. Just 6 hours after Pablo's release, at 4 a.m. on September 18, a desperate 911 call was placed from Maria and Max Ojeda's residence.
911, what's the address of the emergency? 11 464.
I need you to say the address. I can't understand you.
11464 Hot Springs.
Okay, repeat the address one more time to make sure I have it right.
No.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay, this
Hello?
is 911. What's going on?
I just shot everybody right now.
You just shot everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, what is your name?
Daniel Sanchez?
Pablo Sanchez?
Yeah.
Okay, how many people did you shoot?
3.
You shot who people? Who did you shoot?
My ex-girlfriend, because she was cheating on me with Roy.
Okay.
And myself, I'm going to shoot myself right now.
Pablo, I need you to stay on the phone with me, okay? Just wait until we get there. Pablo?
Yeah.
Okay, just stay with me, okay? Don't shoot yourself.
Okay.
Okay? Tell me exactly what happened.
Like 6 months ago, I caught my girlfriend cheating on me.
Uh-huh.
And I told Roy to stop talking to her.
Okay.
He didn't do it. He pressed charges on me. Kidnapping. I'm not on bond then. But I'm going to do him though.
She pressed charges on you for kidnapping?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for my girlfriend too. So.
Okay. Okay, who else was there?
What do you mean?
Who else was there with you tonight? The other 2 people, do you know who they were?
Her sister and her husband.
Okay. 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 How did you get there?
Driving?
You drove there?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you there by yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, what room are you in right now? Pablo? Pablo? Hello? I think he just shot himself.
Law enforcement promptly responded to the crime scene, immediately discovering a broken window at the back of the house, likely Pablo's point of entry. He knew precisely where Beatriz was staying. Armed with a .45 caliber pistol, he first targeted Maria in her husband's bedroom while searching for Beatriz. Despite his primary focus being Beatriz, Pablo showed absolutely no mercy to Max, Maria, or their unborn child. He shot them without hesitation. Beatriz, located in an adjacent room, heard the gunshots and immediately attempted to call 911, but her efforts came too late. During her desperate call with the dispatcher, Pablo entered her room and shot her. After shooting Beatriz, Pablo picked up the phone himself. The 911 dispatcher, recognizing the severity of the situation, tried to keep him engaged, hoping to buy time for police to arrive and potentially prevent further violence. However, Pablo was beyond reasoning. Realizing the catastrophic consequences of his actions and that there was no turning back, he turned the gun on himself and pulled the trigger. Jealousy proved to be a devastating force that day. In his consuming rage and uncontrolled emotional turmoil, Pablo Sanchez committed an unthinkable act of violence, sparing neither Beatriz, the woman who triggered his jealousy, nor her pregnant sister Maria and her husband Max. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and support the channel by subscribing. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to never miss my next video. Thanks for watching.